How we doing, Marvel Strike Force fans? This is the Late Night Squid here to give you my pro tips so that you can maximize your team. In this guide, I'm going to teach you how to shake and bake with Quake. Her role on your team is to become your ultimate defense. We're going to start with the basic attack and her most useful skill, Seismic Blast. Seismic Blast is her primary attack, and it's also an AoE skill. That means that it's much more effective versus multiple opponents, and you can use it every single round. But the main feature is the slow debuff that's added. For any character afflicted with this status effect, their numerical speed value is halved. This means that most of your team will be moving at close to double the speed of the opposing team, because of a difference in their relative turn time before any other buffs are applied. This is better than a team-wide defense up buff for several reasons. You take less damage in total because the opponents are attacking about half as much compared to you, and they're gaining far fewer energy. This can also extend to helping the group in other ways, such as more passive heal chances, regen chances, and more energy gains. For this to work at its most effective though, you will need to increase her skill level so that it applies slow for 2 rounds at skill level 4. When a debuff lasts for only a single round, it actually ends up lasting less than a full round. Debuffs expire or use a turn counter at the end of a character's turn. So if their turn is directly after Quake's, the slow will do almost nothing. At 2 turns of slow though, they will always get at least 1 full round of the effects of slow, and likely give you plenty of time to spread it across the opposing team and get back to the first target. This debuff information applies to any debuff, but it especially matters to Quake, so that she can slow an entire team within 2 of her turns and keep the damage off of you. I'd recommend this as your first 2 or 3 attacks of any match. That way you keep your RTT nice and fast, and you keep the incoming damage low. Slow away from tanks if possible, and use their taunt to help you target the second half of a squad. After you land the first slow, reapplying resets the debuff, and it gives you much closer to 2 true rounds of slow for their RTT. That's almost 4 rounds per character of yours. Something to remember though is that slow will also extend the length of buffs, including taunt. Make sure you're prepared to deal with these. Quake can also help with that. Quake's second skill can remove buffs, including taunt, and as a bonus has a 40% chance to chain into multiple opponents, all of them having buffs removed. With the final skill level removing 2 buffs per attack, those taunts won't hide behind other buffs for very long. As with all chain skills, running into an opponent with the counter will break the chain. In general though, I reserve the use of this skill and continue with repeated applications of slow until you have every enemy close to a 2-turn slow. Then it's time to use her ultimate skill. Earthquake, her ultimate ability, is likely one of the most powerful team AoEs in the game, all things considered. By using Quake's basic attack often, you can save this skill for situations where you need it most, finishing off minions or weakened opponents even if they have defense up, saving your team from taking extra damage. Its damage is only one feature. This gem of a skill can pass out up to 5 offense down debuffs at once. That's an entire basic team doing half damage. This offense down combined with defense up from another character can make it so that your squishiest character can shrug off the hardest hits. Using a combination of Quake Slow and this, you could have 4 of your character's turns RTT before an opponent could land another full damage hit, giving you plenty of time to take out the threat. This extra time could be a death note for many glass cannon characters after having already taken Quake's AoE damage. For these types, taking your opponents down quickly is their defense, and Quake denies all of their abilities. Her final skill, Secret Warrior, is a passive skill that boosts her focus so that Quake can do her job no matter the situation. Not only that, but she can spread that skill around to other teammates so that they can all also stick their debuffs on the opponent. If you find yourself getting resisted a lot when trying an encounter, raising this skill and adding focus equipment to Quake will alleviate these problems. Don't underestimate its importance against high resistance characters. Alright everyone, that's it for me. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.